Hey guys, so I'm hopping on here just to talk a little bit about Saucer Stop, kind of do a bit of a post-mortem, if you will, for the game, kind of like I did with my first game at Dungeon Camp. It launched yesterday, on the January 30th, and it is free on itch.io, so if you're interested in picking it up, you can find it there. But I want to kind of go through a couple of things, and I'm trying to be better about talking on camera, getting more comfortable talking on mic or camera or whatever. So I made a PowerPoint. I used to be a teacher, and this is something I'm familiar with talking over, so we're going to see if that makes it easier for me to have something to do instead of just talking into a mic. So let's see how this goes. So first off, thank you. I'm really happy with people getting the chance to play it. I'm really proud of what I put out with this game. It was a lot of fun. I got to design these cute little aliens. You can see some of them down at the bottom of the screen, and I'm just happy with how it kind of turned out. So thanks to anyone who's downloaded it, commented, anything like that, engaged with my content while I've been working on it over the past month. Thank you so much. I wanted to talk a little bit about monthly challenges that I've been imposing for myself. I haven't really talked much about this, specifically calling the monthly challenges or anything like that, but I want to start kind of imposing monthly challenges on my games over the next year of working on a monthly game. And these can be a couple different things. They can be different skills, art, sound, music, programming, design. That can be me trying a different art style, me trying to do something different with music I haven't, trying a new instrument, or trying a new programming language or game engine or anything like that, or a different genre of game. And these are going to change depending on the project. If it's a project that's something I've done before, if I go make another platformer, then of course that's a genre I've already done, but maybe I try a different art style, I try a different sound design, I try do it in a different engine, or 2D game or 3D game or anything like that. So there's lots of different things I want to kind of try this year to branch out of what I've already been familiar with. And this will also help me become a more rounded developer as a whole. It's just me over here. I do all the aspects of the game, so I want to become as well-rounded over this year, challenge myself in as many ways as I can. What my goals and challenges were for Saucer Stop, that I haven't really talked much about, were to prove to myself that I can get a game out in a month, because I've never done this before, and that's a quick turnaround, so I wanted to just get it out and prove that I can do that. Make a game in a new genre, because my first game, Dungeon Camp, was a side-scrolling platformer, and this is an incremental game. I've never made one of those, and I wanted to see if I could actually get that done. And then also to get more experience in making pixel art. So I made all these aliens you see at the bottom of the screen and all the pixel art for the game, and there's a lot more art in this game than there was in Dungeon Camp, so I wanted to push myself to try different things in that sense. And I think I reached all these goals and achieved them with Saucer Stop. A couple of struggles during Saucer Stop. So first was just finding the fun. I got about halfway through the month and I liked what I was making. I think it looked good and played well, but it just wasn't super fun. I was making two different currencies that you had to build up, and they were just growing in the background. There wasn't really any way to interact with them. You could do upgrades to the Saucer Stop and stuff, but I was just trying to make the numbers go up quicker and quicker, and that be the core of the fun. But it was kind of just staring at your screen. So I took a page out of Cookie Clicker and a couple of other incremental games, and I added something you can click on that helps your numbers go up and makes it more interactive, and added a couple of different interactable elements to the Saucer Stop that made it a little bit more fun. Well, this led to me kind of redoing a lot of stuff during development so that I could implement all these new features. And that is where my second big struggle is, which is reusing code to save time. I did not do good with that during Saucer Stop. I ended up having to retype a lot of code, put stuff in, because I did not plan at the scale of what text I needed to appear different places, different UI elements. I kind of made them all individual instead of reusing code and reusing those elements across the board. So that's something I have learned from and I will not repeat in the next game, hopefully. Another thing is keeping up with you guys. I want to be better about staying on top of social media and stuff, and I kind of fell off a little bit in the middle of the month just because I was spending so much of my time working on the game, trying to really make sure I got to that deadline of the end of the month, especially with redoing a lot of the game and how it kind of plays there halfway through the month. I also want to talk about more of that, just social media goals, different things I want to achieve with social media. And I think the biggest thing is I just want to be more myself. That's why I'm kind of doing this in a goofier way, kind of with a PowerPoint, just kind of show who I am and be a little bit more open with who I am and showing that on social media. But it's a challenge to talk to a camera and a microphone. It feels very performative in a way. It feels very, I'm the only one here. I'm talking to myself, but it's for the entertainment of an audience or for talking to a lot of people. So it's something that I have a challenge with, but it's something I'm trying to get more comfortable with and being myself and stuff. And I think I have become a little more comfortable with that, but I want to try that even more and try different things to see how it helps me get to the goal of being more myself on here. I also wanted to play in development more effectively to make time for proper devlogs. I want to pop on here and just do videos like this where they're not super highly edited, not super scripted in any way, just simple videos where I give you my 2 cents on how stuff is going, what my goals are, stuff like that. So I want to plan my development of my game so that I can have more of these check-ins with you and I can share more of what's going on. This will also help me stay on track with development for my games, hold me more accountable with you guys checking in and seeing what's going on so that I can stay on track and share what's going on. I want to get a better microphone. Right now, I don't know if I've shared this. My setup is my phone and my old MacBook. That is what I make my games on. That is what I record on. That is where my camera and all my setup is. So it's either an onboard microphone for my actual MacBook, or it's a little microphone on my headphones or my iPhone microphone. So none of those are great. I don't have anything else right now, but I'm working on getting one of those next time we travel through a town. And hopefully that'll make it easier to record audio. I don't have to edit out as much sound in the background and stuff like that, and make it just a whole lot clearer for you guys to hear and help recording as a whole. I also want to kind of outline a couple of challenges I have for February's game, similar to how I had some challenges for January, and I want to continue to have these challenges for upcoming games. But I want to make a game where there is a world you can explore. That doesn't necessarily mean a big, massive open world game, just something that is more. My 2 games I've made so far have all been single screen. I want something that is scrolling, moving further out. There's stuff off the screen you can go explore. Something that's a little bit larger in scale. I want to learn more about pixel art. I want to try different size pixel art, different style pixel art, get more with shading and shadows and outlines and different techniques like that, versus just making something that I think looks good. I want to learn some actual skills regarding pixel art, more than what I already know, as visual art's very new to me. I want to make more devlogs. I've already talked about that a little bit, but I want to make more devlogs and be myself more on social media and push myself to do that out of my comfort zone. And I want to record music using real instruments. I've done synthesizer soundtracks for my 2 games already, but something you might not know about me is I do a lot of live music with acoustic instruments and different things while we travel and all that. And I want to bring that into my games as well. So part of getting a microphone and stuff for recording audio for myself for social media is also it'll allow me to record more musical instruments as well, so I can bring those into my games. But yeah, so those are my challenges for February's game. I'll be sharing what February's game is on Monday. I've got some ideas brewing, but when I sit down to actually put together some prototypes and stuff for the game, I'll be sharing that and doing better about sharing those on social media through devlogs and stuff like that. Really excited to refine my development process more than it has been with previous games, so that I can share more what's going on and engage with you guys more and get more comfortable on social media and just comfortable with making games in general. But aside from that, Saucer Stop is out now on itch.io. If you want to play it, it's free. It's fun. It takes about an hour to play through. It's a short incremental game about running a saucer stop. If you have any questions, comments, anything down in the comments, let me know. I'm excited to start a new month with you guys, getting my next game out and seeing what I learned this time. It's been a process getting this first game out, and I'm excited to see where I grow and what things I learn with this time and share that more with you guys. See you down the road.